Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We're popping open a bottle of Neroli, and I have been smelling this one for several minutes now. It's applied all over my head and neck and behind my ears. It is a lovely smelling oil.
It is a lovely smelling oil. What's funny is I only just now opened up to smell it because I knew I liked it and I didn't want to get desensitized to the smell. But it's an interesting smell because it comes from the flowers of orange blossom, I guess from orange blossom flowers, right?
Yep.
But it just has a hint of citrus. It is definitely more floral, way more floral than citrus. But it's also, it's perfumey, but it's not overpowering.
Well, and it's not floral like rose or gardenia or any of those.
Or even lavender.
Yeah,
it's just like fresh.
This is by far my favorite floral oil. Fresh, it makes me feel tropical, and it feels like I've got a little flower behind my ear as I've got, my bathing suit on in some sort of beach or some exotic place.
What's funny is I think it also kind of smells like a flower floating on top of a specialty cocktail. Like it would be, it probably tastes good. So this one is sold in a 10 milliliter roller bottle. So it would be kind of hard to taste it.
It is not a internal oil though.
Okay. FYI. Well, then definitely don't lick the bottle.
Don't be tasting it. This is just aromatic and topical. Possibly because it comes in the roller bottle. I honestly don't know, but it is not for internal use.
Yeah. I do think there's other ones that come in just the roller bottle that are internal. So I'm assuming this one truly is not internal use.
Too bad, because if it tastes as good as it smells, it would be delicious.
Yes, it would. All right. Well, what are the benefits of this one?
So I knew this one was calming. I knew this one was for intimacy and relationships. Mm-hmm. When I looked up the emotional properties in the Essential Emotions book, I really liked what it said, because it says that it's the oil of shared purpose and partnership. And the whole thing talks about how in long-term relationships, intimacy may ebb and flow with your partner. And this really helps kind of pull together that intimacy and sexuality with somebody that you've been with for a long time, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And really needed. My husband and I were just talking the other day about 10 years of marriage, how things have shifted and changed. And that can be really hard at times. So I'm applying this all over myself, might need to apply it all over him.
We'll see what happens later tonight. I know we have date night tonight. So now Neroli's starting my day and it'll end my day. I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but even when I have mornings where I wake up and I feel really good, I never feel ready to just kind of take on the day right away. I've never been that person. I'm not necessarily a morning person. I'm a morning person out of necessity. Mm-hmm. If I've, got to do something because I've got this family now, or I've got to do something because I've got work, like I can show up when I need to show up. I don't necessarily always want to show up in the mornings. My ideal wake up would be if you've ever seen Charlie's Angels and Cameron Diaz hops out of bed when her alarm goes off and music's playing and she fixes her comforter while she's dancing. As soon as I saw that scene, I'm like, that's what I want to feel like in the morning. I've never felt like that ever. Still never felt like that. But I think you have these moments in time where you feel like, I feel really good right now. And then you question later, what was I doing that day to make me feel so good? There's all kinds of factors that can go into this, hormones, what you've eaten, all kinds of things. The best day in the recent past that I remember feeling is during a BOGO week, when during BOGO weeks, we always try to really use the oils that are in the BOGO sale so that we can talk about them a little bit more. Neroli was part of the BOGO deal. So I had applied Neroli all over like I did today. And I had done my favorite drink of the coconut sparkling water with a drop of lime. I remember just kind of like dancing through the house that day and feeling like I loved my family and being super nice with everybody. I want to recreate that.
Well, sounds like you know the magical recipe. So
I've already started today. Look at me go.
It would be really interesting to see if you did it every day, if you truly would feel that way. But yeah, that's cool. But will it have you jumping out of bed and dancing around in your cute like Sunday panties or whatever she has? I feel like it's day of the week panties.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, so that's interesting. So what if it was sitting on the nightstand and it was like the wake up scent? You can't really put it in the diffuser because it's got the fractionated coconut oil in there. And again, I don't like really wasting roller bottles for diffuser stuff. If they ever come out with a 5 ml or 15 ml, I will definitely be buying that for the diffuser. Mm-hmm. But what if you just, that was your first scent in the morning? Maybe it would make me immediately feel that way. I don't know. Might be worth experimenting.
Yeah. Well, and I know this oil is really good too for just anxious feelings. And so why not be preemptive with that as well? Which, as I'm saying that, I was reminded of something. So there is this thing, I think it's called the essential oil technique, but it's connected to NET.
Neuroemotional.
I can't remember.
I think it's neuroemotional
technique. Yeah. So it's doing NET with essential oils. And basically along your hand, so from your thumb down, you apply oils to that part. And then you basically clasp your hands together almost like you're praying. And you put it up against your forehead. And it is going to touch 2 receptors within your brain that connect to your emotional feelings. And so holding it there, you're putting the oils right on that spot. And as you breathe in deeply, you're smelling the oils as well. And so this is a way to reset your body, reset your system, and reset your emotions. And so using an oil like this in that specific spot could be really powerful just to start your day off that way.
I like it. I will try this.
Yeah. I hope that made sense for the people who are just listening. This is where we probably should be on YouTube, do our podcast on YouTube. Or maybe this is just the reel that we need to put with this episode so people can see it at least somewhere on social media.
Yeah, or at least in the stories just to be able to demonstrate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to sit here holding my forehead and breathing deeply for a minute.
How have you traditionally used this oil in the past?
This is one that I don't reach for that often, even though I love it. And I don't know why, but I have definitely used this. So it's really good for skin. I don't know if we talked about that. So I have used it before on skin imperfections. I'm pretty sure it even helps with wrinkles. And then I have used it for anxious feelings as well. But I don't use this one nearly as much. And I've used it just as perfume because I like the smell. How about you? Do you have a regular use for this?
Not a regular use, but it is one of the oils that if I approach the oils, I've said before that if I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, I'll go stand in front of the oils and just kind of see what calls to me. And this has been one that has called before. And I think the reason it calls is because when I'm standing there looking at them, I do recognize that I felt really good that day when I was telling that previous story. And so, okay, I'm going to try to just recreate that feeling a little bit. Let me put this on and see if I can shift my mood some. Now, I don't know if I'm already feeling anxious or overwhelmed. Does it shift me immediately back to that? No, but at least it helps me overcome those anxious feelings and I can at least be on a baseline instead of the woo, I wasn't feeling good to woo, I feel great right now.
Yeah. Well, and you talking about, standing there and looking at your oils and then going for the one that calls to you, that makes me think I need to rework my essential oil shelf because part of the reason I don't reach for this is because I don't have space on those shelves for roller bottles. And so maybe I would reach for it more if it was not hidden away in a box I have to intentionally go to pull out my oils.
I know we all have different organization systems.
Mm-hmm.
I am a rainbow system person. Mm-hmm. I have several different locations in our house where essential oils are. And each of those places, the roller bottles have their own section. And so it's rainbow color of the roller bottles. And then the rest of the oils are rainbow color within the rest of the oils. For me, that works not just out of beauty of looking at it,
right,
but because I know that tea tree is green, or my kids know that lavender is purple. And so I know what oils have what color on them. And so I can quickly go and find the oil in the sea of other green oils or purple oils. And so for us, that system works.
Yeah. Whereas I am alphabetical, but I do love the look of the rainbow. But yeah, I do it alphabetical. And I don't know why. I mean, what's funny is my books are rainbow colored. And it is way harder to remember the cover of a book, especially the spine of a book, because the spine color is not always the same as the cover.
Right.
But I make that work. So I don't know. Maybe I need to talk to my husband and see if he would be cool with us changing it to rainbows. But regardless, the way our shelf is right now, because it doesn't have a lip, I feel like the roller bottles would fall off really easily because they are long and skinny and don't have as solid of a base.
Well, and I did have a little bit of a domino effect last night when I was getting an oil because my fingers touched the oils to the left of it. And next thing you know, 3 or 4 oils all kind of domino into each other. But it does have a lip. And so they just kind of fell into themselves. But, then it's tedious to pick them all back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Struggles. Struggles of oil life.
Yes, indeed.
So much sarcasm there. Okay. So much sarcasm.
Just in case that didn't come through.
Yeah.
This isn't even like, what's it called? Like first world problems or whatever.
Yeah.
This is even that. This is next level.
Yeah.
Well, anything else about Neroli?
I don't think so. I mean, I think the uses are fairly straightforward for this one. I think you either love the smell or you're just, not as excited about it. Maybe I know not everybody likes floral scents, but again, this floral scent does not smell like other floral scents.
Yeah.
And if you like this one, you really, really like this one.
I agree. And I feel like I have not met people who don't like this one. So, yeah. So get yourself a bottle of Neroli. We're fans. Okay. Well, thanks for listening. So appreciate it. We'll have a brand new episode for you next Friday.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.